Hey there, everybody. Welcome to my day 40 of Camino on a Treadmill. Start of day 9 for BK Lee, whose video I'm following. From Galway, Ireland, on my treadmill. Ta-da! We're going from Azofra to Santo Domingo de la Calzada, I believe they call it. So, I've missed a day or two. I do not say, I missed 2 days. I find it so hard to start. You know, it's basically, if I don't sleep well, then I don't do it in the mornings. And if I don't do it in the mornings, it's hard to squeeze in. However, I'm doing it now at 7:15 Irish time. Haven't eaten yet. That's okay. So, keep forgetting to hold my phone to count my steps. Keep the Google counters happy. They'll think I'm healthy and I'll get cheap health insurance. That's how it works. Okay, let's up my speed. Oh, nearly dropped my phone. Yeah. Don't have a proper pocket to put it in, that's all I'm saying. I won't go into more detail. I'm trying to strap it in somewhere. No, it's not on a jock strap. I don't think that would be doable, would it? Anyway. Now, enough of that. Out! You, out! That reminds me, an image came into my head there from school. We had a teacher, a priest who was scholastic, studying to be a priest, who played the guitar. Very nice guy, but he gave me some guitar lessons. Great guy, but we were practicing for some church event at school. And so he was out there playing guitar. We're all sitting around in a circle. And he was playing guitar and practicing, some Christian song that we were going to sing. A couple of guys threw in some coins to him like he was a busker. And I really liked the guy in question, but it was funny. If maybe he'd laugh at it now too, but he was bright red at the time. And of course they got dragged out. Oh, all hell broke loose. Oh, I was a troublemaker in school too, but anyway, it didn't turn out too bad considering. Like I say, I'm living the dream. 2 cats and a treadmill, ta-da! And a sad lamp. 2 cats, a treadmill, and a sad lamp. It's like the Jean-Luc Godard quote, all you need to make a movie is a girl and a gun. It's, all you need to make a movie is 2 cats, a sad lamp, and a treadmill. I don't think he'd get away with saying nowadays all you need to make a movie is a girl and a gun. It would have to be, I don't know, all you need to make a movie is let me see, person of color and non-lethal weapon. Sorry, I'm not one of the anti-PC brigade, I'm just riffing on it. So, nobody's listening anyway, but probably come back to haunt me years later. But I've added the proviso that I'm not anti-PC, but I'm sure they'll edit that out. Anyway, enough nonsense. Here's some more nonsense. Enough of that nonsense, and here's some more. Where were we? So I'm off Bumble and Tinder. Can't talk about those anymore. Basically, Tinder and Bumble kicked me off because all the women were just, once they saw me, they weren't clicking on anyone else. Do you know what I mean? They bought me out. They paid me to quit. A lot of money. Let's just say a 7-figure sum. I don't want to say any more. So, sorry, ladies. You'll no longer find me on Tinder or Bumble. I know, it's a loss. You'll get over it. Be strong. Just go for sloppy seconds. Nothing wrong with sloppy seconds. I'll just have some water. So I haven't eaten today. I haven't eaten dinner though, and I've left it late. My plan is to get was going to cook. I'll probably end up getting Indian, but I'll have half today and half tomorrow. I'll be good. I'll be a good boy. You'll be glad to hear. And what else? I'm going to watch The Deer Hunter tonight. Again, I haven't seen it in a while. I saw it on TV a couple of years ago, I think. And I watched a few scenes from it recently on YouTube. And then I rented it on YouTube to watch tonight. Partly because it kind of pops up as a reference in my novel a couple of times. And I think I'm going to have that as a film my main character and his friend have watched a lot. And I'll have different scenes at different points in time where they're watching different scenes from it. Possibly. I don't know. I had a scene in the past they're watching Blade Runner, which was a bit arbitrary. Deer Hunter has somehow come into my imagination, and it may or may not fit. So we'll see. I'll look at it tonight. Deer Hunter is so much about masculinity. Really, isn't it? And I mean, I don't read academic stuff about films or that many reviews. I looked up an article about it there. I was just Googling zoom lens in Deer Hunter because it looks like, from my memory, there's a lot of zooms in it, which were kind of common at the time. And zooming can be quite tacky when done wrong, but it has an interesting effect. It's very different to tracking. So I did look up some article that I'm going to read how do you pronounce his name? Vilmos Zsigmond? I don't know. The lighting cameraman on Deer Hunter. Nowadays, it's all changing. There used to be respect for editors. That's changing because people learn, in quotes, to edit themselves on their little laptops when they're 13. So then they come in and they start telling you what buttons to push sometimes if they're particularly arrogant and entitled. Or they, the worst thing, they say, put that on a memory stick for me, I'll go away and re-edit it. Of course, you can't say no because you have to kowtow to her director, the genius, again in quotes, quote, genius, unquote, director. And by the way, BK is just walking on this straight kind of, not too narrow, sort of medium width road, but a kind of dirt path, I suppose, but quite flat and straight. Although I see a bend ahead. I don't think it's a Roman road. There's only one road I was on that I was clear was a Roman road because it was 17 kilometers of flat. But what's the definition? How long does it have to be straight for before you say it's Roman? I don't know. Sorry. Oh, actually, this is still straight. There's a turn to the right. I can't tell where the sun is, but it's the start of the day. Yeah, there's people ahead of him. Stay left, mate. Cinematography. Oh, The Deer Hunter. Could I talk about that for an hour? Possibly. Certainly tomorrow would be better, but voila. Zoom lens versus tracking. How do you know the difference? Zoom lens, the focal length changes as it zooms in, and it's kind of like if you got I'm thinking now, if you had a photograph and you tracked in on the photograph, it would look the same as a zoom because everything's getting larger at the exact same proportion. Fascinating, huh? I have 5 listeners. I'll be down to 3 by tomorrow with any luck. I'm hoping to get into negative listenership if there's such a thing. I reckon the 5 I have are hate listeners. Though my cousin Mossy listens, I think. Hello, Mossy. He's a like listener, and then 4 hate listeners. But zooming, I'm not an expert on this, but I think it was quite common in the 70s, and then maybe came to be considered to be tacky. But of course, can be used in combination with tracks. That can be used quite nicely, actually. Or with pans as well. One catch is those zoom lenses. A prime lens, which is a lens that doesn't zoom, will be higher quality. A good prime lens is higher quality than a good zoom lens. So the zoom lens is softer, I think, is it? I'm going to be looking at that in the Deer Hunter. The version I got is remastered 2018. I got the HD version. Sometimes you buy a HD version and it's actually really standard definition baked into HD. I really should stop. I must be boring the proverbials off whoever's listening. The most interesting thing about the Deer Hunter for me is really, the photography is beautiful and the performances though. Robert De Niro, Meryl Streep, Christopher, oh my God, I forgot, Walken, nearly forgot his name. Hey, what's this on the right? Is it a crucifix or a totem pole? No, it's some sort of cruciform thing. It must be a tomb where someone famous or something is buried. Famous, a celebrity. Yeah, I'm not sure. Pedro Almodovar just popped into my head there. I'm ashamed to say that I have only seen, to the best of my knowledge, one of his films, and I'm aware of his films, I've read about them. I didn't deliberately avoid them. Or did I at the start? Did I think I wouldn't like them? I don't think so. I read about them and said, this guy sounds crazy, in a good way. When I say crazy, I usually mean in a good way. Kind of like me. Crazy like a fox. Was that a song or a TV program? I think it was a TV program, was it? Dempsey and Makepeace, that just popped into my head. There's one for you to chew on. Can't even remember, was that English or American? I think it was English, but American style detective, a he and a she detective. Now, I'm going off on, much as I know you say keep the tangents coming, but I want to get back to the Deer Hunter. Zooming versus tracking. I worked with John Boorman on a few films, and I was trying to think today. I don't think he uses zooms. He certainly didn't on the ones I worked on. And I'm thinking, if he used them anywhere, it would have been point blank. That just feels like a zoomy kind of film where zooms might work. What's his name used them? Antonioni, didn't he use them in a big way on Zabriskie Point, I have a feeling? Could be wrong. They can be dramatic, because you can zoom in a lot quicker than tracking in. But the focal length changes. Oh, tracking zoom. Anyone? Anyone? Most famous example? Oh no, we're passing a pilgrim here. Peregrino. Buen Camino. They're rude, they didn't say anything. Okay, be like that. Do get the fan on here. So where was I? God, I'm hungry. Anyway, I'll eat soon. Buen Camino, Buen Camino. I thought there was someone there, and then I looked away, and there's nobody there. Not sure what's going on anymore. When I get hungry, I'm like, or hangry. I'm hangry. I was thinking about that one yesterday. What do they call it? Halt. Hungry, angry. What's the third one? I just kept thinking yesterday it was lazy. Hungry, angry, lazy, and tired. Yeah, you're hungry, angry, lazy, good for nothing, you're tired. It's kind of pejorative, but no, it's actually meant to be hungry, angry. What is it? I'm not stopping till I remember that now. I could be here all night on the treadmill. Walking till I drop. Hungry, angry. Hungry. Okay, I'll just have to come back to it. It's not lazy. Lonely. Ooh. How did I not get that? Ironic, huh? Right? I'm not lonely. I might be on my own, but I'm not lonely. So there. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. I might be alone, but I'm not lonely. Hola, he said. I don't see anyone. But he definitely said hola. But can I make this brighter? Oh, I'm afraid to touch the bloody screen or I'll freeze it. Oh, I did make it brighter without freezing everything. Okay, that's better. Buen Camino, Buen Camino. So I've walked 1.2 kilometers. Very good. 15 minutes or so. So I'm not sure. I'd love to meet John again and ask him, has he ever used the Zoom? He might be upset that I don't know. I'm going to look up point blank again. And I reckon if he didn't use the Zoom there, he didn't use it anywhere. So, watch this space. So anyway, where was I? The Deer Hunter. All about masculine relationships, I suppose you could call them. And just being a man and what that means. Kind of interesting because Michael Cimino, the director, and not so much writer, he got a story credit on it. I think half of them hated him. The producer said he hated sharing the credit with him, sharing a production credit. But he, in later life, I don't think he switched gender, but I don't think he had an operation, but I think he did he start identifying as a woman? There was definitely something there. I don't know the whole story, but it's just interesting for someone who is exploring masculinity, and De Niro represents this kind of rigid, organized masculinity. And walking, there's some scene early on, they're talking about going deer hunting, and walking just says, oh, I like the trees or something. De Niro looks at him like he's got two heads. It's all about one shot, killing the deer in one shot. You know, the scene that really sticks out for me, it's set in, is it Pittsburgh? It's Pennsylvania. I think it's Pittsburgh. I know they follow the Steelers, which is the Pittsburgh Steelers football team. I somehow remember that. It was on the TV in an early pub scene. Anyway, but it's real Russian community. And they have an Orthodox church wedding, which is fascinating. If fascinating to me anyway. They have Russian singing, Russian dancing at the wedding. But then at the wedding, Meryl Streep is amazing too in it. And she's got an abusive father. And Walken proposes to her, but there's a whole vibe with her and De Niro, isn't there? Is De Niro in love with her? Is she in love with him? I'm looking forward to watching it again. But the scenes in Vietnam, some of those are controversial in the depictions of them. But yeah, but I'll be looking at it as a film about masculinity and kind of about America, like what it says about America as well. And De Niro, oh my God, I'm walking. And who's the guy, John Cazzavale? I can't remember the name or how to pronounce it, but he was engaged, wasn't he, to Meryl Streep at the time, and he was dying at the time too. You can see it in his face. It makes it more poignant, though, I guess. It certainly does. There's something beautiful about that. You know you're dying, but you still want to create great art. Do they really create great films like that anymore? They probably do. The last really kind of interesting film I saw, I'm out of touch to be honest though, but was from China. I saw it in New York. I'm just letting you know that to sound international. And it was something about white is the colour of ash or something like that. About gangsters. It's interesting. And some bizarre scenes. There's a scene where a spaceship lands, I think. Yeah, it's kind of way out there. But I think I just want to revisit old film cinema now, you know. I've been watching the Decalogue again by Kieślowski, Polish, based on the Ten Commandments. I want to watch the Three Colours trilogy, maybe after that. Three colours, red, white and blue, based on the colours of the French flag. I think for me, Decalogue, especially the first one, is possibly my favourite all-time film. It's so deep. It's extraordinary. I'm not even going to talk about it. It's just beyond words. So the Deer Hunter. I remember staying up late. First time I saw it with my brother and my father. Did my brother Michael stay up as well? I think so. To watch, there was a boxing fight on. An Irish guy fighting in Vegas. It wasn't McGuigan, it was some other dude. So we were staying up late to watch that, and the Deer Hunter was on beforehand, and we watched that. Hola. I had my eyes closed, but I heard BK sing Hola. So, boxing movie. No, boxing fight. Deer Hunter. It blew me away. But there's no way I understood at the time the deep resonances about masculinity in it. All I remember, I think anyone that age, the thing you'd remember most is the Russian roulette scenes. Wow. And the torture scenes in Vietnam. And I think I remember the Russian style dancing at the wedding. But the scene that actually now, the last time I saw it, stood out for me at the wedding was a green beret soldier comes in to the bar, into the wedding, and then he sits at the bar. And De Niro walking, and the guys are there looking at him, say, hey, yeah, you green beret, get this guy a drink, and we're going over there soon. And he's just sitting there. His look, it's just this look of he's completely devastated as a human. I mean, is devastated even the right word? Like, he's just in shock, probably. I mean, I don't know the word. And actually, isn't that great in cinema? You don't need to put a word on it. It's just his face. And De Niro was pissed and trying to buy him a drink and get him, say cheers. And the soldier just holds up the glass and goes, fuck it. Fuck it. And then De Niro's pissed. He starts getting thick with them. Then De Niro runs after the wedding car, stripping off, and the way strips completely naked. It was interesting because he's this kind of buttoned up, masculine character. And of course, those kind of guys, when they have a few drinks, then can go a bit nuts sometimes. I have a feeling you're not allowed to use the word nuts anymore, but I use it about myself, so I'm a little nuts. I'm a little nutty. Have to be doing this, right? You're not even thinking that because you're not listening in the first place. But somebody told you about it. Hey, there's some guy lives alone with 2 cats and a treadmill. He's redoing the Camino and broadcasting it, talking crap. You're like, he's nuts. Straight off. Is this a Roman road? That is the question you're all asking. It's straight, I'll give it that. It's just the 17 kilometre one was narrower. It had a whole different look to it, I think. That's a bit away from us now. Is it? I think so. I had a chest infection on that road and I started late and the sun was beating down. And I just thought, what the hell am I doing? Cyclist, Buen Camino, get a bell, ding ding. Buen Camino. Let's just have some water here. So, what else have I to say about the Deer Hunter? Well, now I'm glad you asked. Oh God, I've nothing. There's a scene, is it the first time they go out deer hunting and the John, it's annoying me, I don't know his name now. Cavalli. I gotta look it up. I'm afraid to use Google Assistant though. No, because I'm actually online there. Oh no, I disabled Assistant. Okay, let's try it. Hey Google, actors in The Deer Hunter.
According to Britannica, cast Robert De Niro, Christopher Walken, John Savage, George Junser, Chuck Aspergren, Meryl Streep, and Rutan Yorster.
Oh, did you hear that? Sorry, who's the guy I'm looking for? I gotta look at this now. Sorry about this now. Oh, I can't bloody read it right. Okay, let's have a look here. Britannica.com. Da-da-da. Oh God, accept cookies, yes. And Stephen, John Savage, and join with the friends. Okay, yes, Stan, John Quetzale. I couldn't hear how she pronounced it. Anyway, I think she pronounced it wrong. Mrs. Google. He forgets to bring his shoes or his boots, and De Niro is just like really mad at him about it. And it's just that whole thing about being organized and doing things right, and he says, "What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you?" And I just find that fascinating. Don't ask me why. But De Niro comes back after Nam. If you haven't watched it and you want to watch it, if one of my 5 listeners hasn't watched it, here's a what do they call it? Spoiler alert. After Nam, he can't shoot the deer. That's so beautiful. And he's out hunting on his own, and they've all the Russian kind of choral Orthodox music playing. It's so stunning, so beautiful. I'm so looking forward to watching it tonight. I should really try and make today just about the deer hunter, if I'm capable of doing that. And then tomorrow, part 2. What do you think, huh? I'm sure I'll have a lot more to say tomorrow. I do remember watching the Russian roulette scene. Yeah, I watched scenes from it on YouTube because I was thinking of incorporating some of them into my book, which at the time was a sort of random idea. But the book does start it off being about being a bit of a rom-com, and it seems the male relationships are proving more important than I realized. And kind of broken males in it, you know, helping each other out in some weird way or something. Yeah, I remember I used to play with the poker group, and because I used to cope without male company, but then I did that and I was like, no, that's good. It's good for, I think, women to have girls' nights out, and for men to have some sort of poker is really suited for men. A little bit of competitiveness and a little bit of something to do besides just talking, you know. But that was a fun group. Looking forward to going back. Wasn't a big money game or anything, but just great fun. So, where was I? The Deer Hunter is all about, masculine relationships, definitely. And then Walken is so innocent at the start, and then he just gets broken. And then he stays on playing Russian roulette. And De Niro, he had said to him early on, Walken said, "You promise you bring me back." He goes out to bring him back. I remember looking at that scene, and I had been at work. There were a couple of students who there were trainees there, you know, so I was doing all this on Zoom because it was lockdown, but I was doing some editing sessions with them on a film I had been working on, and I gave them some footage to edit, and we discussed it. And I suppose, in a way, when I teach, well, the initial thing I teach is just getting the information across and doing it a little conservatively, and then seeing what else you can do with it, you know? But then you look at, I just remember looking at that gambling, and not the Russian roulette scene in The Deer Hunter, the final one. A powerful scene, and I'd have to look at it again, actually, but like, in some ways, you throw the rule book out the window. But also in the 70s, which was absolutely the golden era of Hollywood cinema. Absolutely. Because Hollywood cinema with the kind of European, I suppose, I'm not going to say heart, had an American heart, but definitely, I think, have been influenced by the French New Wave and different things like that. And also the money men let directors do their own thing. After Heaven's Gate by Cimino as well, which sank United Artists, a lot changed after that. But also another thing that changed things in the 70s was Star Wars. I know there's lots of grown men, it's their favourite film, fair enough. But that changed the model in a huge way. The idea of the blockbuster came in. But when I talk about 70s cinema, I'm talking about Heaven's Gate. It was the 70s, wasn't it? I'm questioning myself now. Yeah. Not Heaven's Gate. Deer Hunter. 5 Easy Pieces. Nashville. Broadcast, was that what it was called? No, what was it? Network. What else? Mad films like, was it The Ninth Configuration? Bizarre. Ah. Yeah. Anyway. Deer Hunter. Was the Deer Hunter made in the early 80s? I don't know. It's about Nam anyway. Was it made even during? Oh, I'm showing my ignorance here. I feel like I mightn't have too much more to say about it until I watch it tonight, so tomorrow's session might be better. But I'm more than halfway through my Camino. That's all right. Through my hour. How many? So BK's on day 9, and it's 4 hours and 18 minutes. So I guess what will happen is my last session will be an hour and 15 or so. I skipped the maps at the end. That's what it's looking like. So, or my last 2 sessions might be a little longer. You'd be fascinated to know. And I know you're all wondering, where is Julia? Well, maybe I meet her somewhere between Azofra and Santo Domingo de la Calzada. Stay tuned. Don't go away. We'll be right back after these, after a message from our sponsors. I still listen to CNN sometimes at night with all the crazy ads. When I can't sleep, sometimes it helps me get to sleep for some reason. But now, since Trump, I don't listen as much, and I'm better listening to an audiobook like My Struggle, Book 2, which I'm on. Karlovy Knausgård, talking at the moment about having his first child with his partner Linda. In such detail, it's quite gripping. So, where to now? I think I have, what else can I say about the Deer Hunter? I could talk about De Niro. I love looking at the young De Niro. Man, you should see him in Mean Streets. Woo. Long hair, I think, isn't he? What's he play? Some crazy guy. Volatile. Hey, there's a big truck here with carrying a digger, a Volvo digger, on the back of a huge truck. And is the sound gone completely? Oh no, it's there. And they're turning down a small road. Oh God, they're going to be in front of us the whole way, I think. Well, I'm sure we can get ahead. No, this is what it looks like is happening. So, quite dramatic turn of events. Don't go anywhere. We'll be keeping you informed of breaking news. Okay, there's somebody walking with BK, I think. More vehicles going by. Somehow I thought of Breaking Bad. No, I thought of Better Call Saul there for a minute. I'm not even sure why. I'm digging the tunnel in the middle of nowhere. The poor Russian guy, the poor German guy, remember him? what was his name? Same name as one of the composers, wasn't it? Was it Wolfgang or something? Poor guy. So, yeah, it's, walking out here alone. BK isn't fully alone, but either way, think there's someone beside him, but they're not talking because it's just quite strenuous. Early in the morning and tired. Yeah, it's tough. This is flat, but it's still tough. BK has stopped, but I hear someone walking. What's that about? Does that mean we're not in sync? Possibly. You're thinking, I don't care. And I'm thinking, well, I don't care that you don't care. So there you go. That's that settled. I mean, I cannot figure this out. He must be totally out of sync. So, damned if I'm going to resync it all. Anyway, we're off again. So, let's just turn down the sound a bit. 2.8 kilometers I've walked. Well, if nothing, this will keep me semi-fit. So that's good. I was talking to someone not on Bumble, but someone from Bumble there just a short while ago. Seemed hell-bent on having fully Caucasian kids. And I don't know, each to their own, and I'm not gonna say I'm Mr. Woke, because I'm pretty sure I'm not. And some of the guys who are completely woke, in my opinion, some of them are the ones to watch. They're maybe not all that they seem. That has certainly been proven to be the case a couple of times. That doesn't mean the macho guys, the macho misogynists are any great shakes either. But anyway, what's the point I'm making? I'm okay, I'm Caucasian male, white male, in other words. And I think it's reasonable. A woman might say, I don't fancy Asian men or black men. I think that's, surely you have to allow for that. People have different tastes. For me, in terms of, I find Caucasian women attractive, Asian women attractive, black women attractive. And that's nothing to do with being woke. But that's just how I am. And but I think I don't mind someone specifying that I'm not really attracted to a certain race. I don't know if that's considered un-PC nowadays or wrong, but I think it doesn't make someone racist, surely. But when someone specifies that they specifically want their kids to be Caucasian, that's kind of different, I think. I won't say any more. I shouldn't really be talking. It's just on my mind. I shouldn't be talking about what private conversations have. I'm not identifying. Hola, he's saying. Yeah, okay, the sound is out of sync with the picture. Newsflash. I wonder, did that happen when I ripped it, or... Let's see, I might have to re-rip it. This is all getting confusing. Anyway, I only have a little bit to go, I think. I've been walking for 39 minutes, so yeah, I only have 21 minutes to go. BK saying hola to everyone, but I can't see them because the sound is out of sync, as we have established. So, what has happened today? I got 2 hard drives sent to me from London for work, and one of them is dead. Like, just not booting up at all, not firing up. That's a bummer. It's a lot of media. It's not realistic to upload it all or download it all. Well, you could, but anyway. Exciting stuff, eh? Working in the movie business. It's just so exciting that I cannot even begin to explain how exciting it is, okay? You'll just have to take my word for it. Ladies. Oh, God, I gotta stop saying that. Inspired, of course, by the Dimitri Martin joke where he talks about you put the word ladies at the end of anything, you automatically sound sleazy. I wish he had told me that a long time ago. Maybe I wouldn't be on my own in a house with a treadmill and 2 cats and a sad lamp, walking the Camino. We'll never know. So anyway, The Deer Hunter, De Niro, Mean Streets, Raging Bull, Taxi Driver. Oh my God. Oh, I had a thought about Taxi Driver. Oh, I had this a while ago, and I've talked to a couple of people about it. And the scene at the end where Sybil Shepherd gets into his car, you know, he's kind of... De Niro's been Travis Bickle, down at luck. Nothing's working out for him in love or in life, and he's a bit of a fantasist. He writes home to his parents that he's working for the Secret Service. Ends up working for this politician, meeting Sybil Shepherd, possibly contemplates killing the politician, then ends up rescuing Jodie Foster, who is a young prostitute in a dodgy building. Harvey Keitel as the pimp, brilliantly played. And the script is written by Paul Schrader, inspired by The Searchers, because it had a similar Searchers John Wayne movie, John Ford, about rescuing wasn't it the white girl who was taken by the Indians, the Native Americans. So, inspired by that. I don't think he replicated the iconic shot from The Searchers, though, with John Wayne standing in the door and the framing the landscape, which would have been Arizona landscape. I think he shot at Monument Valley would be his place. I've been there. It appears in a lot of Ford movies. But Taxi Driver, the last scene. So De Niro ends up going in, rescuing Jodie Foster, but it's, you know, he's like a vigilante. He shoots a lot of people, and then he ends up becoming a hero. There's some really kind of American story. You know, it becomes some article in a paper. But Sybil Shepherd in their final scene, I think it's or penultimate. No, it's final, isn't it? She comes into the car, into the back of his taxi. And she kind of talks to him, and it's all done with, I think, soft focus and things. But I remember, I've seen the film, I don't know, at least 3 times, maybe more. Should be more, really. Oh, God. I have a feeling I'm going to watch it again. I might just start watching films and talking about them on my treadmill. So, that could be, well, feels a bit odd doing Camino on a treadmill and turning it into a movie review, but I don't know. Anything to keep me talking, give me material. So De Niro, she gets in, and it seems the impression is that she possibly fancies him. Now, this is the guy who took her on a date to a pornographic cinema, and he's saying to her, no, lots of couples go here. And she's like, oh my God, you know, that really, guys, it's not a good move. So, the last scene, though, I'm not sure what I made of it initially, but I always thought, I couldn't quite figure it out. I'm like, so what? She likes him now because he's a hero. But I actually think, I must Google this. I said it to a couple of people. No one has picked up on this, but the last time I saw it, I think it's a dream or a fantasy. And there's a lot of fantasies going on in his head anyway. And I don't know, or at the very least it's ambivalent. And if I remember, the score was by the great Bernard Herrmann. I think it was his last score, was it? Anyone? And the, hola. So I'm saying hello to people and I can't see them because the sound is out of sync. You know what? I'm just leaving it like that. I'm not going to resync this. If I resync it, then my voice won't make sense. You're saying your voice makes sense? Yes, it does. I think it's a dream, that last scene. And the music, from what I remember, hola. It feels like the sound is from a totally different day. Anyway, enough about that. Yeah, the music I think is all slowed down and dreamlike. I'm gonna have to watch it again. And Raging Bull I haven't seen in years. I was at a talk given by Martin Scorsese's editor, Thelma Schoonmaker. She's edited pretty much all his films. The amazing duo, the two of them. And yeah, she was talking about Raging Bull and how they built different size rings to create different perspectives, you know, for the boxing ring. So amazing. So amazing. Would you get to do that on a Netflix movie nowadays? I don't know. I'm not sure you would. The execs are running the show there anyway, so I am led to believe. I'm sure on The Irishman, Scorsese got, you know, to do his thing, but there's a lot of directors for hire, from what I hear, you know, they just bend over, do what you're told, mate, or you're fired. So I was saying editors are no longer held in the same respect as before. They're just seen as button pushers by a lot of directors, some of whom are not necessarily all that talented, allegedly. And cameramen or women, camera people, whatever the current vernaculars, aren't held in the same respect, because now it's all about the grade, the colorist, as they call them, who grades the shots and makes the colors all nice and can even add in extra lights, punch in on the eyes and make them stand out. And it's all, hey, it's the way it's going. And, you know, I'm good with technology, and I know a little bit about grading. I might get more into that. But I don't know. God, the 70s were better, I think. I feel it's just the nerds are taking over. Am I allowed to say that? I am, because I'm a nerd. The nerds are taking over. Repeat, the nerds are taking over. Quick, we need more help. The nerds, they're taking over. Ah! Something like that. Anyway, life is always in flux and changing. That's the way it is. And there ain't nothing we can do about it, I suppose. So he's passing all these people now. They're probably the people he said hola to earlier. There's me thinking people were being rude. It's just the sound was out of sync. Who knew? Hey, who knew this kind of thing could be complicated? So 12 minutes for me to go about, and I am doing okay, thank you for asking. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm doing great, thank you. How are you doing? Americans are always put a brave face on things. You gotta like them for that, I guess. Irish are a bit more, sure, I'm all right. Yeah. Not too bad. Yeah. God forbid we'd say we're doing great. If you compliment an Irish person, they often get embarrassed or insulted for some reason. I don't know. I haven't been complimented, so I don't know what it feels like, but I think I might like it. Maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I'll suddenly go, fuck you. Yeah, I'm swearing a bit now. That's what's happening here. Anyway. So, oh yeah, I remember these Americans I worked with, a sound mixer and another sound editor mixer. Yeah, 2 sound mixers in a room. 2 sound mixers walk into a bar, and one says, I'll have a drink, and the other one says, so will I, and that's it. It wasn't a joke, sorry. But so I saw these 2 sound mixers working in Dublin, one of whom has worked with some big names before and since, and the other guy is licking his posterior. He's saying, oh yeah, I really like the way you do that with the buttons and blah blah blah. The other guy goes, why thank you. An Irish person wouldn't compliment another Irish person, almost definitely. And also if they did, the other person wouldn't go, Why, thank you. They wouldn't know where to look. Oh, Jesus, he's complimenting me. What's he up to? Is he after my job? Is he going to stab me in the back? It's probably some post-colonial shit, I don't know. Anyway, onwards, Christian soldiers. So, 4.6 kilometers an hour. Oh, I'll put the incline up to 2 to... Hola, Mr. Invisible Peregrino. So I'm putting it up to 2 just to kind of go crazy. Damn it, I'm putting it up to 10. Oh, by the way, my electricity bills have gone up since I started doing this. They've gone up quite a bit. I've switched providers, so hopefully they'll come down. They will come down. So, yeah, I should have done that before starting this. Okay. Anyway, this podcast is brought to you by Bright Energy. So, Ireland. There you go. I've said it. It's out in the air. And yes, I've been paid €1,000 to say that. I haven't, by the way. Got to cover myself legally here. I'm now walking at an incline of 10 for some bizarre reason. At 4.6 kilometers an hour. I'll stay at that until I hit 4 kilometers, which isn't far away. 3.981. Okay, nearly there. So, yeah, the old incline is nice. Good workout for the legs, but I'm not going to go too crazy here. Now, if I hit 4 kilometers, let's go back to an incline of 5. You weren't expecting that, were you? Crazy, huh? I think the incline moved me away from the mic. Oh my God. Let's go down to 2. So, got a bit of altitude sickness up there. No, I'll be okay, thank you for asking. Yes, you're right, I'll drink some water. So let's go down to 1. So, yeah, we're getting near the end. And it is 10 past 8, Irish time, here in Galway, Ireland. Hope you're all doing well out there. And BK is still walking away. It's not a Roman road anymore, it's a little windy. Sort of wide-ish dust path of sorts. And lots of kind of just, I don't know, yellowy, browny stuff on each side. And the fields. Grass or something, I don't know. I'm not good at describing things, it would appear. So anyway, let's go down to 0 incline. Just check my heart points, see how well I'm doing. What day is today? Thursday. Wonder I probably haven't hit my weekly amount. Bear with me. Let's see. 48. Oh, and I've done 99 of 150, so today's Thursday. Yeah, I'll hit it by, well, tomorrow probably, if I do it tomorrow. So I'll go down to 4.5. And I'll probably talk a lot about Deer Hunter tomorrow. Bob De Niro. Oh man, he's great in The Irishman. I know some people don't like the scenes where they made him look younger, but I just loved his performance in it. Really understated. And he did this kind of hunched thing with his shoulders that somehow worked for me at making him look more Irish for me for some reason. Maybe that's just my imagination, but I liked it. And saw it twice in the cinema. See, I haven't watched it since on Netflix. It's just trying to make that time, you know. But I'll watch The Deer Hunter now because I purchased it. Rental on YouTube. Oh yeah, I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood for dancing, romancing. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. What's the song they sing at the start of Deer Hunter? Can't remember. At the end they sing America the Great or the Beautiful or something, which is definitely tinged with irony, dare say. Going down to 4.4. Okay. How long have we got here? 5 minutes? Bear with me. The next 5 minutes are gonna be awesome. Awesome, motherfucker. Oh, damn it. I've gone full explicit. Anything could happen. But no, I'm not gonna start swearing like a sailor. It's just far too classy for that. As regular listeners will know. Romancing. So, God, I really have run out of things to say. I'll be ordering my Indian as soon as I'm done here. Lamb buna with pilau rice and garlic and coriander naan. That's what I order every time. And it's done me no harm. Sure, I'm into a grand lad. So, 4.3 kilometers. So I guess I'll hit 4.4 kilometers at least today. That's all right. That's not bad, eh? Yes, indeed. 4.2. Slowing down here. So, 4 minutes to go. And if you're falling asleep, listening to my soothing sound of my voice, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow with more Camino on a Treadmill. We'll be talking about the Deer Hunter and Robert De Niro and such things. Oh yeah. The drudgery of it all, the Camino, that's one thing you can't train for. But it feels great when you finish each day and when you finish the whole thing. Felt a little anticlimactic for me initially, but then kind of kicked in the next day, the feeling, and stayed in a lovely hotel. And it stayed with me. I lost my Camino ring, as I mentioned at the start of this. I'll tell you one thing. It could be under the sofa bed in my front room, which I still haven't put back into seated position. But if it doesn't show up, when I finish this, I'm going to order another one because I will have earned it. It's not expensive, but obviously it had emotional value. But I think having done this, I deserve another one. Hola, he says, and there's nobody there. He's talking to the ghosts of Camino Past. So, got about 2 minutes to go now. I'd be good on radio. People think I've got a radio voice. So, if anyone's listening, talk to my agent. Hola. I'm willing to go on the radio for as long as you pay me bucket loads of moolah. I'm all about the money now. I sold out a long time ago. Hey, when you're this talented, you got to put a price on yourself, right? Exactly. Less than 2 minutes to go. And I'm still talking. I'm talking here. Hey, I'm talking here. Midnight Cowboy. That's the movie I'm referencing. Dustin Hoffman. I'm walking here. I'm walking here. I haven't got the accent quite right. I think I referred to it recently as either Urban Cowboy or something else. What's that Gus Van Sant film? There's Midnight Cowboy, there's Urban Cowboy, Drugstore Cowboy. May have said that. I like all those films. Urban Cowboy, doesn't that feature Travolta's in it? I think it features one of those bulls, the electric bull ride things. I think, or is it real bulls? I don't know. But you know what? You got to see the bull riding scenes in Stir Crazy. Oh, I love that film. Richard Pryor. He is probably my all-time favorite comedian, even though I don't know all his stuff. But Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. Stir Crazy. Is it the opening scene where Pryor, is a chef or a cook, they put weed into the soup by accident, everyone gets high, including the vicar, or the pastor, or whatever they call him, minister of faith. It was great. Great film. Will you ever get a comedy like that again? I don't think so. I, for one, don't think so. Okay, so I'm nearly about to wrap up. Thanks for listening. Yeah, I'm wrapping up now. Thanks for listening. God bless, and Buen Camino.